We're here with David, ISE 2026, and David, you've got the Trinnov CI product here to show us. Can you tell us a little bit more about this?
Yeah, certainly can. Well, first of all, thank you guys for coming back by. Thanks for coming to see us. We've done a lot of content with you guys, the HCA, so we really appreciate your engagement, first of all. So this is technically the European debut for the Altitude CI. So we launched it in September at CDE US. And now we've come all full circle round to I nearly said Amsterdam, it's Barcelona.
Barcelona, they were the good old days.
So let me just give you the headlines of the Altitude CI. What's it used for? Because obviously we have the Altitude 16 and the Altitude 32. They are very much fixed channel options. So the benefits of the Altitude CI is it's a license model.
Okay.
So we can do analog up to 8 channels. We can do AES EBU up to 32 channels. And we can do Dante up to 32 channels. We have a new hardware variant coming later in the year, which will go actually up to 64 channels on the Dante side. So super flexible, but you basically license every 2 channels. So the customer is really only paying for what they need, whereas the previous generation, you're fixed by the number of DAC channels or whatever. So it typically goes up in 8 rather than going up in 2. So really nice and modular.
So it makes it much more cost effective as well for the end user. So
and it's a new hardware version. Internally we call it the TAC2, which is the Trinnov Audio Core for those that are interested. But fundamentally, a lot more processing is done on that board itself. So actually, it can be a standalone as well as coupled with a PC for the extra horsepower. So this starts at 10,000 euros sort of retail price.
Okay.
That gets you 8 channels.
Yep.
And then we go up from there. Every sort of 900 euros gets you another 2 channels. So, but that granular, when we were designing the product, it was like, do we go in 4 channels? Do we go in 8 channels? No, we go in 2. Make it nice and granular.
We'll let everybody else do the maths on that, but you can go up to 32, as you say. And
and it comes in significantly lower than the Altitude 32. So begs the question, why would we sort of cannibalize our own business?
Yes, please tell us.
What it's about is the right product for the right solution. So this doesn't replace the Altitude 16 or 32. It just offers you a different avenue. So it's primarily audio over IP. So for the audience members that aren't familiar with audio over IP, it's sending the audio over the network rather than a traditional analog or digital cable. Now for us, what does that give in terms of advantage? It's not based around performance. There's no performance benefit as such, but it comes to flexibility. So when you're linking to multiple amplifiers, you might be bridging channels. So when you start bridging channels, now you've got to do split cables. So you've got all these cables everywhere, and the routing actually becomes quite difficult. What we do in here is we do all the routing in Dante controller. So it makes life so much easier. So it's a 1 to 2, 3 to 4, 5 to whatever.
It's as simple as that.
It is as simple as that.
Yeah.
And actually, Dante is a super flexible platform, and it really is plug and play. You don't need advanced networking knowledge. There's a couple of key bits that you need to understand, but fundamentally it's plug and play and away you go.
So it's day one of ISE 2026, and Dante is the word that we've heard so much more this year. And I didn't realise Dante's been out since the 90s.
Absolutely,
in the pro range. Finally it's come to the residential market.
Yeah, and we've been using Dante in the pro audio environment for years now.
Yeah.
So it's not new to us. It's new to us in residential, but the application has really been driven by the speaker manufacturers. So many of them are now developing their own amplifiers with Dante on board, and it's something we need to follow. It has its advantages, but equally so does analog and traditional wiring.
Yeah, of course,
So,
exactly that. So this is a brand new product out. Is there software updates for this?
Yeah,
or how does that work?
So you'll see the new UI and the new software on here.
Okay, looks nice.
It is lovely. It's super user friendly. So for you guys as integrators, it's a much more tailored workflow, let's put it that way, much more wizard based, but we've got basic and expert mode, so you don't lose any flexibility, you just gain speed and efficiency.
Because previously it was a bit difficult to navigate, wasn't it? Sometimes you didn't really know where you were or where you were meant to be going, but with this it looks pretty simple, to be fair.
Think about our roots. Our roots are in pro audio,
yes.
So that interface, when it was designed, best part of 20 years ago,
that makes sense.
It was for pro audio. This is obviously now the platform that we're using moving forwards. through all of our product range.
It will be
Yep.
immediately, eventually, or
So
how's that working?
So it's already available in the Pro range,
Yep.
okay, and the residential range in terms of the Altitude CI.
Right.
For Altitude 16 and 32, it will take a little bit longer. So we've spent more time on the development stage of the software for the Altitude CI, getting that right. Remember, this has got to work up to 64 channels.
Yes.
How do you display 64 graphs, 64 meters, all that sort of stuff? So once we've got that nailed here, then we'll roll it out into the 16 and 32.
So watch this space for
Yeah,
16 and
exactly,
32,
yeah.
but it will be coming. It's
Absolutely,
not like
yeah.
you're ignoring that and it's only the
Not at
CI
all. No.
range. It will be on there.
And as I said to you before, this doesn't replace the existing range. So, the benefits of the platform being software upgradable, once we're ready, we just port the software across. I make it sound very easy. My R&D engineers are probably cringing right now, but that's the process.
Yeah,
That's what we do.
fantastic. Will this be at the new demonstration facilities you've got
Absolutely.
in Paris?
It's going to be key to what we're doing. So even working with our distribution partners, we are asking them to move forward with the Altitude CI, mainly to get people up to date on the UI, but also introduce them to Dante as well, because it does have those key advantages. So, yeah.
So for the Home Cinema Alliance members, where do they go to get trained on this particular product?
Absolutely.
And obviously, if they want to come and see you, the new demonstration facilities later next year, what can they need to go to?
We do have a level 1 online training, so you can go via your distributor, whoever that is. They can sign you up to our My Trinnov portal, and then you can take the whole course online. And that is that's the basic setup and calibration course. Of course, what you miss out on there is the practical element, the experience,
which some people can find more easily to do that, and they find it better to.
But again, it depends
get
on
that pass.
and it depends on your background as an integrator.
Yes.
If you've done a lot of calibration work, you're learning how to drive the bus. You don't need to learn how to build the road.
No.
Yeah. So that's
I like
why
the analogy.
that's why we do that option. Of course, we then do a level 2 training where that is done in person. There's no way, because that's all very critical listening and advanced features and all that sort of
Yes, of course, fantastic. Yeah. And the new demonstration facilities you've got coming. Tell us a bit more about those.
So obviously, the Paris office, the long-awaited Paris office. There's been some delays, as you guys will be aware. With any building project, things do slip. We're still aiming for this summer.
Okay.
To get things open. We need it desperately because all the staff are crammed into a tiny office at the moment, all 60 odd of them in Paris. So we need the new facility as soon as possible, and then we'll get the rooms open, start inviting everybody down, and no doubt I do think you guys will be one of the first to be there. So as soon as that invite's available, it'll be out to you.
Fantastic. We'll look forward to that, David.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Thanks for showing us this product, and it's nice to see it in the flesh.
Yep.
And enjoy the rest of IC.
I will. Thanks, dude.
Thanks so much. Take care.
See you.